Oh look, Emu ran away. That's pretty fun, isn't it? That's pretty convenient, right? So I just found a new way to clear this quest super easily and essentially like wave clear the final stage. It's a very cheap technicality, but the Bandai devs kind of messed up on this one. Either that or this was an intentional Easter egg that they wanted us to find. But yeah, that's a pretty good amount of points running all the new rare recruits without any of the new legends. And this is also without a proper friend captain, so multiply this by 1.1x and that's the score you guys will be getting. So let me show you guys this team that I cooked up. I was testing and I found a really cool tech that kind of cheeses the content. So when it comes to speed, this might be like one of the best teams, if not the best, because of just how quick it is. Now these are the supports I'm running. If you don't have Saturn, it's not a train smash. There are ways to get around it, but it will sacrifice a bit of speed. I will explain in the comments, just ask me. Please, replacement for V2 Saturn support, and that's about it. Jumbe here is just great for giving us an extra 0.2 chain, which just allows us to do one less perfect tap to get past the chain minimum attack down on stage 4. And then Akainu there is great for bind removal. And then the support of Thingy here can really be placed with any or replaced with any Dex or Int support. We just need a support that is either Dex or Int to get the territory from Kuzan's special. But that's about it. Yeah, you really do not need Dragon. Friend Captain Buggy is important to remove Despair. That's about it. My boy Saint Mars. I think this is no, this is Jupiter. Saint Jupiter, my goat, bro. Yeah, so I'll explain how this all works in a moment. But yeah, I think this is the first all rare recruits team that I've found or seen anyone make, because it is quite difficult because of the fact that none of the synergy is not terrible if you have an emu captain, but even then there are a few gaps, and running all rare recruits is just not very efficient, right? So I'm gonna just walk through very slowly with you guys, and at the end of the video I'll do a speedrun run. I'll put up a timer so you guys can see exactly how quick the team is. But yeah, we're just gonna blast through these mobs in stage 1 and 2. Try to hit with your int characters. The Buggy and the Akainu have full boost. The rest of the characters aren't really boosted by both captains, right? So stage 3, Nustro gives us a full board of tandem orbs. Now I think it's Buggy. Yeah, Buggy makes them matching, which is really cool. Besides that, it is locked. We have the special limiter and then the enemy territory for Terry Crews. Enemy territory for the entire crew. So that's a massive damage reduction that we have to deal with. But if we do use Kobe, he'll replace that territory with our own cerebral territory, as well as weaken the enemy, which gives us an extra 1.3x damage. And then we can use Kuzan for an attack boost, and then another territory now for Driven that stacks, of course. The Dragon support activates, just giving us some extra damage here of 10%, but it's really not necessary. As I said, just any Dex or Int support, so we get that territory from Kuzan, which does make a massive difference. He gives us a Driven territory, and we have like 4 Drivens on this team, so yeah, that definitely makes a massive difference. It's like an extra like 1.3 to 1.4x, right? Now it seems like we have very few buffs and it would be very difficult to kill here, but it's actually really not. Like, I'm just gonna hit with 2 perfects, and then yeah, our int characters demolish Nostro, so you don't have to waste your time hitting all perfects. There is room for error, of course, there as well. We get 1 turn of paralysis and 3 turns of attack down on this variant. Kobe Sailor ability removes 1 turn of attack down, and then the Saturn support just removes that extra turn of paralysis and that final turn of attack down, right? So that is definitely replaceable since it's only 1 turn of either gimmick. Now then we're going to use Sabo. Now 2 things can happen here. Either Walkyrie can appear and give you bind, or Jupiter can appear and give you despair. It's essentially interchangeable what happens in the quest, because Emu doesn't do the same thing on the final stage every time. If Walkyrie appears and gives you bind, Emu will give you despair on the final stage. If Jupiter appears and gives you despair, then Emu will give you bind. So it's you essentially always having to deal with these gimmicks. It's just dependent on when it's happening. So that's why we have to be very careful about the Akainu, having to save him. But since we got bind here, we use Akainu 6-turn removal. Whitey Bear removes the remaining turn. We can just use Buggy here since this is essentially our final stage, because yeah, the cheese is gonna happen very soon. And then we can use Sabo, because why not? He's pretty much the most useless character on the team, because we don't even inflict the enemy with increased damage taken. So this conditional is useless. He essentially does nothing besides a territory, I guess. We actually have 3 territories stacked, which is pretty rare to see. Very, very nice. And yeah, it's a very easy kill here. If you don't have V2 Saturn support, you can put Strength Koala Rare Recruit on Sabo to reduce the attack down by an extra turn. And then for the paralysis, you could... Man, I need to actually just check exactly. I'll leave the links down in below so you guys can see exactly which characters I'm talking about if you don't have V2 Saturn, right? So yeah, that support of Jumbo is great. It means we only have to tap 3 perfects, and then our int units will demolish War Carry. And bam. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? I'm really happy that we can use Buggy here on this team. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of teams using Buggy as a friend. It's always just a bunch of Emu, Shanks, same thing over and over again. And now is the big moment. So I want you guys to look at Emu's buffs. Now, usually when you look here, you can assume when you see this immunity here, you can assume that this is like all the immunities that Super Boss has, where you can't do anything to him, right? But the only immunity here is against instant defeat specials. There is no immunity to percent damage reduction, and Emu has essentially infinite HP, so even a 1% HP cut would deal this 300 million that you need to deal before Emu runs away. We do have normal attacks only though, which reduces percent damage reduction specials to 1 damage. However, my boy Jupiter is boosted. Look at that first line of his special. Reduces all enemies HP by 10%, ignoring all defensive effects and normal attacks only. This is the key. Let's see this happen, bro. Bam. 300 mil, done. It's over. Emu's done for. You just pass the turn and he'll run away. Isn't that clean, bro? Isn't that clean? You don't have to worry about the despair or the bind depending on what happened on stage 4. You don't have to worry about the defense up. You don't have to worry about the damage dealing 300 million. You just don't care. You just don't care, right? You just don't care, bro. I'm so happy I found this, bro. I was tweaking. Like I was thinking now when I was playing the quest, I was thinking, why does Emu only have 2 immunities and not 3? I knew something was off. And then I just like looked at it and I was like, oh my goodness. Initially, I was thinking about versus Blackbeard. He's also boosted. So I will have another video up using him with this exact same strat. He's much harder though to use because he needs 6 powerhouse units. Of course, like one of the new recruits is only powerhouse. So it's way better to use Jupiter since he has no strings attached. Which, like, the only thing that's annoying to use about Jupiter is his cooldown. But since you run him as the captain, he reduces his own cooldown by that dramatic amount. So now let's just do the quick run through. I want to show you guys how quick this team can be when you're just focusing in. So I'm just going to turn down the mic. That's going to be it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for this discovery, bro. I'm super happy about this. I don't know if someone else has already discovered this. I haven't really done research or like looked into the community to see what people have done. But it's a really cool detail. And that just like... that makes a massive speed difference in Blitz, right? And I don't think without this, I don't think it would have been possible to make a 4 rare recruit batch team without the new legends as a captain. Yeah. So yeah, super chuffed about this. Very stoked. So hopefully this helped you guys in Blitz. Like and subscribe if you did. Comment if you need replacements or if you just want to talk about the Blitz. Let's open the dialogue. Join the Discord in the pinned comment. Thank you guys for the massive support lately. 100 members in the Discord server already. and the amount of growth we've had in the last few days. Less than a week ago, I hit 2,000 subscribers. Like, let's just make the timeline here. No, November of 2023, I hit 1,000. Only less than a week ago, I hit 2,000. We're already at 2,500. So thank you guys so much for the support, man. It's actually surreal. But anyways, let me show you guys the speed run. Let me pull up the stopwatch and let's see how fast this team can really be.